to ride instead of fight. Irena, however, was hanging on to her baby for dear life, a thin snake of mucousy blood just visible now as I looked under her covering. It signalled the body was eager, more than ready to let go. Only a mother's iron will was clamping the gates shut. Eventually, after several strong contractions, Irena's womb won out. A telltale primal grunt, and with the help of the lamplight, I saw the baby was on its way, his or her head not yet visible, but a distinctive shape behind the thin, almost translucent skin of Irena's buttocks, rounding out her anatomy. She swished her head in distress, panting and muttering, "No, not yet, baby! Stay safe!" fluttering her hands towards her opening in a desperate attempt to will the baby back in. Rosa was at Irena's head, whispering reassurance, giving her sips of the cleanest water we could find, and I stayed with the lamp below. Oblivious to its future, this baby was determined to be born. In the next contraction, black hair sprouted through the strained lips of Irena's labia, and I urged her to blow, 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 hoping to slow her down and avoid any skin tears that we had no equipment or means to stitch, another open wound the rats and lice would target. Sensing the inevitable, Irena gave in, and her baby's head slid past the confines of its mother, corkscrewing its way into the world. For a moment or so, as with so many births I'd seen, time stood still. The baby's head lay on the cleanest rag we had, shoulders and body still inside Irena. Her sweat-stained head fell back on Rosa, a body convulsed with sobs of relief and sadness, and only a sliver of joy. The hut was silent. Most of the women had woken, 2 or 3 visible heads to a bunk, as curiosity triumphed over the desire for sleep. Still, they only glimpsed, respecting what little privacy she had. The baby had emerged back to back, looking up at me squarely, and I could see eyes opening and shutting like a china doll's, mouth forming into a fish-like pout, as if he or she were breathing. The seconds ticked by, but there was no worry. The baby's lifeline umbilicus, giving filtered oxygen from Irena, far purer than the stagnant air around us. "It's fine. All is well. Your baby will be here soon," I whispered. But nothing I knew would make Irena feel anything other than the impending fear or sadness. The contraction brewed, and she shifted her buttocks to make room as the baby's head made a half-turn to one side, allowing the breadth of the shoulders to come through, and Irena's son slipped out, bathed in only a little more water, mixed with blood. He was a sorry scrap of a thing, a head too large for his tiny, scantily covered limbs and bulbous testicles. Irena had grown him the best she could on her meagre diet of almost no protein or fat, and this was the result. I took the next best rag and wiped off the fluid, stimulating his flaccid body that gave out no sound, and a small part of me thought, "Just slip away now, child. Save yourself the pain." But I carried on chafing at his delicate skin, rubbing some zest into him as part of our human instinct to preserve life. Immediately, Irena was back in this world, panicked. "Is it all right? Why doesn't it cry?" "He's just a little shocked, Irena. Give him time," I said, feeling my own adrenaline peak then, as I chanted in my own head, "Come on, baby, breathe for her, come on," while talking and blowing on his startled features. "Hey, little one, come on now, give us a cry." After one more vigorous rub, he coughed, gasped, and seemed almost to take in his surroundings with even wider eyes. Instantly, I passed him up to Irena and settled him next to her skin. The effort of labour had made her the warmest surface in the room, and he began murmuring at her rather than a lusty cry. Still, any sound was breathing. It was life. For the first time in months, Irena's features took on a look of complete satisfaction. "Hey, my lovely," she cooed. "What a handsome boy you are. How clever you are." After 2 girls, he was her first boy, her husband's desire. What everyone was thinking, but no one voiced, was that she was unlikely to see any of them.